Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be having a discussion video on top 5 things I hate about 7 8-string design. This video was inspired by Scythe Studios. He did a video on top 5 annoying 7 and 8-string guitar design choices. Highly suggest you check out his video. It's great. The link for that video is in the description below, so check him out. Great video, and he does great content too. The first thing I hate about most 8-string design and choices is Rosewood Fretboards. If you notice, every guitar right now, 8-string guitar in the market, is a Rosewood Fretboard. There are very few guitars that are in a budget to $1,000 range that are actually featuring different fretboards. I mean, heck, even finding ebony fretboards is a real pain. I know a higher price Ibanez Iron Label guitar, they have ebony fretboards, and then there's some other ones. There's another higher end Ibanez right now that has a maple fretboard, but right now it's just really lame because most guitars that are affordable from $500 to $1,000 don't offer any other fretboard option other than Rosewood you see here. This guitar, which is the Michael Kelly 808X beast of a guitar, 508, has this going on with it, and I mean, it's not a huge deal, but cosmetically, man, it's just a real bummer seeing nothing but rosewood all across the board. And I personally would love having more maple fretboards on guitars. Personally, this guitar would be way better if it had a maple fretboard, just on the cosmetic level, because cosmetically I just like the way maple looks on an 8-string guitar. So that's what I think. The number 2 reason is color. Most 8-string guitars on the market are either white or black. There is no in between. There's not many different 8-string guitars that are offered in many colors. This is an exception. That came in this cool black cherry right here. I know Schecter's, the Hellraiser, they do a black cherry. But other than that, it's usually either, okay, do you want a white 8-string or a black 8-string? Ibanez is a big culprit in this. They do that a lot. Their RG8s come in very few colors as well, with a lot of other guitar companies like ESP and LTD. They don't offer too many color options, and it's very limited in the amount of colors. There are sometimes some exceptions. The Jackson Dinky H-string comes in like this crazy orange color with a maple fretboard added on top of that, which, like I said, is cool because it's unique. But really, anything in that range, especially like up to like $600, you're gonna be really hard pressed to find an 8-string that actually has a cool finish option and color. And most of the time they're in gloss too. Like it's like this is glossed. I have an S series that's gloss, and my RG8 was gloss, but I got a refinish on it. But most of the time they're gloss, white or black finishes, and that is just extremely boring. Top 3 reason why I think 8-string guitar design is annoying is the lack of a 5-way or split coil sound. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but an 8-string has 2 extra strings compared to another guitar, and this provides a lot of bass frequency, and you can kind of do things that a bass can do. And if you want to do slap popping stuff, do slap guitar like me, I like to do a little bit of slap and thump stuff. Like, you can't do it if you don't have that split coil, because the split coils make it so much easier and provide such a better sound for doing like slap stuff. And it's annoying because every time I have to buy an 8-string, luckily with this guitar came with split coil sounds, but every time I have to buy an 8-string, I usually have to I have to put new pickups in it, because like Scythe Studios said, you have to they usually come with EMGs. So it's very annoying that we never have a choice to offer a split coil because a lot of guys, especially nowadays that I know, are doing a lot of tapping stuff, a lot of double tapping stuff, using their hands as the bass and then using the other hand for your treble, playing your melodies. And playing that on split coils just sounds so much nicer than playing on just a neck humbucker or a bridge humbucker. So please, if you're listening, let's get some 5-way switches, let's get some split coil options on our 8-string guitars. The number 4 big annoying design issues with 8-string is the lack of locking tuners. Oh my gosh. Now, if you don't know what locking tuners are, basically you put the string in, there's a little gear that you can turn right here, and it puts the string in place, so there's no winding involved. If you've never had locking tuners, I highly suggest getting them, because it saves so much time in the putting on new strings. And it already takes me quite a while just to do a 6-string guitar restringing job, because you have to wind and make sure the wind looks good, and because I'm like really OCD about how good my winds look. But when you have an 8-string guitar, the restringing process can take forever, because you have, especially with the bigger, fatter strings. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. So I would really like to see guitar companies start putting some locking tuners on these guitars. Hipshot, Spurzel? Is that a word? Spurzel locking tuners? Either way, I would really like to see some locking tuners on our 8-string guitars, because man, it is very annoying. Because every time I buy an 8-string, I usually have to put another $200 into it just to make it accessible and easy for the player. Because man, restringing an 8-string is annoying. So yeah. And my last big 8-string annoying feature is the strings that most stock 8-strings are shipped with. Usually, I think an 8-string guitar usually comes shipped with like a 64 gauge as your low string, as your low F. And man, that is just way too slinky and too spaghetti noodly to be, because most of the time I like to drop my guitar to E, A, and then standard, so basically EA, D, G, you know, basically that's how I like to tune my 8-string. It makes it very easy theory-wise and everything. But every time I buy an 8-string, they usually have like 64s, 68s on here, and a really skinny set. And every time I'm gonna have to change it, and then I'm gonna have to file the nut to put on a thicker string. This guitar was shipped with 80s on it, which is awesome, because I've never used an 80 set before, and I'm kind of really liking the 80 gauge string on here, because I'm usually using 74s. So I really would like to see 8-string guitars being shipped with at least 74 gauge strings, because like the 68 or sometimes 64 that they're shipped with is just way too skinny, and then you have to automatically do a setup right when, because it's almost unplayable out of the box, especially if you down tune to like standard tune, like a drop E or something, or even D for that matter. You're gonna have to get a new strings, and most likely you're gonna have to file the nut. And that process, doing that every time you get a new guitar, isn't fun, because when you get a guitar out of the box, or when you get it home, you know, you take it home, you want to play it, but you can't play it if if it's not suited up for your needs, and that's just an annoying process that I just don't like. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like the discussion videos, tell me more, because I'm definitely going to do more. I'm going to be doing the review on the Michael Kelly here soon. I had strep throat for 2 weeks, and I did not have the power to make a video, nor would you guys even want to hear my voice the way it was sounding. It was disgusting. So, and I had finals and everything. So, more videos to come after all this crazy week is done, but I want to do a quick discussion video on 8-string guitars and 7-string, because this can apply to 7-string as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drink your chocolate milk and keep chugging along. All right.